But people today don't even fight anymore, man. We're just too lazy, man, you know? It's like, we're lazy. We're a lazy fucking society now, you know? It's like, my buddy Wayne Spencer, man, he's over there, so he got a brand new Porsche, right? And so he came by, and we go cruising in his Porsche, and as we're driving, I go to change a radio station, he hands me a remote control. A remote control to change the car radio! I'm like, Slick. This is a two-seater, dog. I can change the fucking oil from here. He's like, nah, Stogie, you just hit these buttons here and you enter. I'm like, or I can use my dick, man. The dashboard's right there, man. Unbelievable, man. But Rich, we complain too much. You know, I'm watching Entertainment Tonight before I left the house, right? And I'm watching Jennifer Aniston on whining about how tough she had it, you know? She's like, I was a waitress for 3 years before I became a star. I'm like, I was a busboy for 5 years before I became a waiter. Now you want a fucking salad with that? You know, no, I do okay though. You know, don't cry for me, Argentina. I do well. I mean, I got a one-man show. I make the big bucks, you know, between this and comedy. You know, and, not everybody can do what I do, okay? Not everybody can go home to New York, you know, take their moms out for a fancy brunch, you know, and pick up half. Okay, all right. All right, I struggle a little bit, okay? It's not that, it's just I got bad credit, okay? See, because we're black, we weren't taught to understand FICO score. We don't know that shit, okay? I don't know that, you know? But apparently my FICO score is a little bit higher than my body weight. I'm trying to buy a car, the fucking manager comes in, he goes like, starts yelling at me, he goes like, you're 350? I go, oh hell no, I'm not that big, I'm probably around 240, 235. He goes, no, your FICO score is 350. I'm going like, is that bad? I mean, apparently my credit is so bad, they won't take my cash. I'm like, here, it's money. They're like, no, get out of here. I got it, man. Wouldn't it be great to be rich, man? I used to watch Pasadena, man, when I was in the Rose Bowl, New York, and you guys did New Year's Day out there, licking all with your tans, watching football in the sunshine. Meanwhile, I look out the window, it's like 2 degrees out the bitch, you know? And it's like, and so I got a buddy who's rich, you know, he's got a $7 million crib out in Malibu, you know, and it's like, I mean, he brought me by his house, man, and his shit was so nice, I went home and threw all my shit out. But he got robbed. He was on tour, you know, he got robbed. And he called me, right? To tell me he got robbed. So I was like, you know, well, what'd they get you for? And then he said the strangest thing I ever heard. He said, I don't know yet. And I was like, now that's how you know you're rich. That is how you know you are rich. That you fuck around and get robbed and you got so much shit, you don't even know what the hell was taken. See, I don't have that problem, okay? I don't have that problem, okay? See, you break into my crib, I know immediately, okay? I walk in my crib and I'm like, oh, hell no, hell no. Who ate some of my grapes? Who ate some of my fucking grapes? I had like a dozen grapes on the table when I left, and somebody ate one. That's how they get you, man. That's how they fucking get you, you know? Oh, these guys were amateurs. They're amateurs. They left a perfectly good VCR and didn't even touch my albums. That was a full roll of Charmin, though, you know, but that's how they get you, man. You know? You got the Mexicans here tonight? Give it up for the Mexicans. Hey, I don't know who does the PR for Mexicans, but they're doing a hell of a job, okay? I'm in New York, I see a guy, he looks Mexican on train, I say, hey, you're Mexican? He says, no, I'm from Bangladesh. But he said, the Mexicans, woo, they're hard workers. I'm like, really? Even Even the fucking Bangladeshis knew that shit. And that shit kind of pisses me off because we're black and I'm like, fuck, we're hard workers too. I mean, hell, we built half this country. I'm like, shit, really? I'm like, you know, hey, if the Mexicans are such hard workers, why don't you pick them to be your slaves? But even my white friends are like, Stogie, leave the Mexicans alone. Give them their credit, okay? What could be harder than standing in the hot sun all day, picking oranges, picking strawberries, picking grapes? I'm like, picking cotton, motherfucker! Shit, you can eat an orange. And you know these creative little motherfuckers were making margaritas out of those strawberries. What the fuck are we gonna do with cotton? What, invent the Q-tip? We did invent the Q-tip, right? No? We didn't invent the Q-tip. Johnson & Johnson are not two fucking brothers. Oh, come on, give us credit for inventing the Q-tip. Give us credit for the Q-tip, okay? What do you mean no? It is cotton on the end of a fucking stick. How hard could that shit be to invent? I fucking invented the Q-tip 10 times by accident. Q-tip. But before I leave, I gotta tell you though, I saw an article the other day on that said 80% of black people did not know CPR. And I'm like, wow, I was shocked. Shocked that it was so low. Hey, white people, let me share something with you. If you are drowning around a bunch of black people, kill yourself, okay? Because we don't know shit about CPR, okay? We don't know shit about CPR, okay? Black people just don't, okay? Hell, Michael Jackson had a black doctor and he didn't know the shit. We just don't. We don't even give a shit, you know? And if you're a celebrity, it's even worse. We don't even know anything about celebrities, okay? I mean, Beyonce moved out here recently, you know, so she was on the beach, you know, and I ran up on the beach, she was passed out, drowning. And I was like, oh my God, it's Beyonce. She was just laying there, I mean, almost dead, you know, like she was sleeping or something. And I'm like, you know, and I panicked. I forgot all my CPR right away. But then I said, wait a minute, that's Beyonce. I cannot let her die. She's a survivor, right? So I said, okay. I'm in California, okay? The first rule of CPR is what, okay? Well, if you're in California, it's take a selfie. But then after I took 10 of those, I said, the first rule of CPR is get air in the lungs, okay? Get some air in the lungs. So I said, fuck that, I gotta get air in the lungs, okay? So immediately I got into it. So I got down on my knees, okay? And started blowing bursts of air. Directly into her vagina. What? The lungs are right here, okay? The lungs are right here, okay? I took the shortest route, okay? Oh my God, I'm trying to save a life, people, okay? I mean, what? You're not trying to make something sexual out of this, I hope not, okay? Just because my open, wet mouth is pressed up against her vagina, okay? That doesn't mean, you know, you people are sick, okay? But listen, okay? I gotta go, okay? You guys been a great audience. Give yourselves a hand. I'm so